Good morning, children. I hope all 10th standard students are following the videos which are given or which are sending by me as well as other teachers. I hope you people are following well, doing the works properly. Whatever the work, whether the homework or classwork or pair notes, whatever it is given, or diagrams, whatever the work is given, you must promptly done that work. Okay, that work is very important. Okay, and you have to send that work to your teachers personally, not by groups. You have to send personally. Okay, and while you are sending those work, and you should mention your name compulsorily. This is very important, because the teachers we are taking the attendance of the students who are doing the work properly daily. Whenever you want, you have to show or you have to send that work. Suppose in case of biology, I gave that time, days, such as Monday and Thursday for 10th standard, and Wednesday and Saturday for 9th standard. In these 2 days only you should send the homeworks to me, or whatever the work I gave, you completed in these 2 days, and in these 2 days only you have to send to me. That's all. Okay, not in other days. Okay, other days you use for other subjects and also write the complete the work. That's all. But sending to me only on these particular days only. Okay, I hope you all follow very well these all, and there is a tremendous response from you people. I appreciate that one. Most of them, still some of the students, especially the boys, are not following these videos. I come to know this one. One day or other day we will visit you people in your houses, and we will take necessary actions. Compulsory everyone should follow that and should see doing all the works. I request the parents to go through your children work compulsorily, whether they are doing or not. At least you see, observe them. Okay, thank you very much, and let us move our topic. Last time we have discussed about the physical coordination of the human beings. Physical coordination of the human beings, that means nervous system, we have discussed last class, that means last video. Nervous system, how the nervous system will be controlling the all the internal activities with the cope up with the external activities. And today we are going to discuss about the topic very important, which is related to that nervous system. That is the nervous system, and this is the entirely different topic, but related to the coordination, related to the control and coordination, and this is called chemical coordination. The lesson is chemical coordination in the animals. Okay, in this chemical coordination we are going to discuss about the endocrine system. Endocrine system. Endocrine system, this is the system we are going to discuss. This is the chemical coordination. Physical coordination already discussed already, and chemical coordination. What are the chemicals are secreted in the body, inside the body, and those chemicals, how they are coordinating the activities of the human beings. These all clearly we are going to discuss in this chapter. Chemical coordination. Okay, before going to learn about this chemical coordination, first of all we should know every organism, whether it is a plant or animal or the human being, every organism is brought up from the cells. Group of cells are organized to form the tissues. Tissues are organized to form the tissue systems. Organs are organized to form the organ systems. Organ systems are organized to form the organism. It means that Every organism starts its life from the cell. Okay, and these cells are formed into tissue, tissues are formed into organs. So number of organs put together, or number of organs, number of cells, number of tissues which are doing the similar function, they are comes under the category of a system. Okay, that is nothing but here system means nothing but it's a combination of organs. It's a combination of organs or the glands. Organs are the glands which perform the similar activity, which perform the similar function. Those are together called as a system. Okay. So here digestive system, nervous system, respiratory system, excretory system, like that so many systems are there in the living organism's body. In such one system is called as endocrine system. I told you that a group of organs are the glands. So what is the meaning of organ? Organ is a part of the body which is the combination of number of tissues, number of different cells. Organ is the part of the body which is combination of number of tissues or number of cells, that is the organ. An organ may be having the living cells or the non-living cells, both are also presented there. But whereas a gland, if you take the gland, the difference between the organ and gland. Already I will explain you once this is gland. The part of the body which is having the only one type of cells. The part of the body which is having the only one type of cells, that is called as gland. Liver is a gland. Skin is an organ, because skin is made of number of cells, different types of cells, whereas the liver is made of only one type of cells, that is hepatocytes. Okay, so that is the difference between the organ and gland. Very, very important this is. And here the endocrine system, in this usually in the human body, especially in the human body or in the living organism body, there are two types of glands are presented. There are two types of glands are presented. They are endocrine glands, and the exocrine glands. Endocrine glands and the exocrine glands. They are the two types of glands are presented there. Endocrine glands, the glands which are presented internally, secrete the enzymes, secrete the material internally. That is the endocrine glands. And also the secretions from the endocrine gland are directly poured into the blood, directly secreted into the blood. That is the endocrine gland. They don't have the tube-like structures called ducts. Ducts are not present. So endocrine glands are also called as ductless glands. No ducts, that means tubes are not presented here. For example, if you take that liver, this is the liver. Liver is having a bag-like structure internally. This is called as gallbladder. And this gallbladder is having the small tube-like structure. This is called as a bile duct. So whatever the secretion released by this liver, it is entered into the gallbladder, and from the gallbladder it is moved into the bile duct, and this bile duct is connected with the duodenum of the alimentary canal. So here the duct is projected to the liver, the liver secretions completely enter into the duct, pour into the duct. So duct carry with that. So that's why liver is not a endocrine gland, because it has the duct. Okay. So here the endocrine glands means the glands which are not having the ducts, and their secretions are directly secreted or poured into the blood. And whereas the exocrine glands means the glands which are having the ducts, ductful. We can say that also like this, without ducts, with ducts, without ducts as well as the with ducts. Exocrine glands means with ducts. The glands with ducts are called as exocrine glands, and these glands secrete the chemicals called as digestive juices, and these are helpful for only digestion. These are helpful for only digestion of the food. And but these endocrine glands secrete the enzymes, the chemical materials are called as hormones. These will completely control the internal activities of the body. Internal activities of the body is completely controlled by these hormones. Even sometimes these hormones may control the digestive juices also. Digestion, respiration, these also will be controlled by these hormones. Okay, and these hormones are secreted by endocrine glands. Digestive juices are secreted by exocrine glands. These are without ducts and these are with ducts. That is the difference between the endocrine glands as well as the exocrine glands. Okay, the endocrine system means it's a kind of system where the various glands are involved. By their secretions, they control all the functions of the body. They are committed to do or committed to do functioning of the body, that is coordination of all the activities of the body. That's why this total system is called as endocrine system. Okay, these endocrine systems, these endocrine glands, otherwise these will secrete the chemical secretions called as hormones. Let us discuss about that. Hormones. These are the chemical secretions from the endocrine glands, and these chemicals are completely bound for coordinating the activities of the living organisms. And these chemicals, these are also called as chemical messengers. These are also called as chemical messengers. Okay, and what are the characteristics of these hormones? Let us learn, let us discuss about the characteristics of the chemical messengers, that is hormones. The first one, these are small quantities. These are secreted from the endocrine glands, very little quantities, very small quantities, but their activity will be very much high. Their activity will be very much high, completely. But they are secreted by the hormones are very much less quantity, and they are directly secreted into the blood, not into the tube-like structures. They are directly directly poured into the blood. So blood will carry all the hormones. Already in the circulatory system, I have told you that hormones are secreted into the blood. Blood will carry them to the particular organ. That means that the second point here. the hormones may be secreted at one place, but their activity will be another place. For example, adrenal gland. If you take the adrenal gland, this is the kidney, and the adrenal gland will be projected at the top of the kidney. This is the adrenal gland, the top of the kidney. It secretes the hormone called as adrenaline, and this hormone is not affected here in the kidney. This hormone is affected the other part of the body. Wherever the stress is there, wherever it is necessary, to that area it will be supplied by blood. It means that the hormone secreted at one place, but doing function in another place, affected in another place. That may be affected in another gland or another organ, another body part. That another body part where the hormone is affecting, that is called as a source, or we can say target organ. Target organs or cells. Target organs or cells. It means that it is secreted at the place of kidney, the adrenaline. So, the place where the hormones are secreted, that is called as source. The place where the hormones are secreted, that is called as source. The place where the hormones are activated, that is called as sink, or we can say target organ, or target cell also we can say, no problem. Okay, this way source is one place, sink is another place. So, hormones are compulsorily carried by blood, and blood will carry that, and those will be activated, or those will be worked, those will be functioned completely on other place of the body. Okay, that is the second quality of the hormones. And there are three types of hormones are there. Basically, there are three types of hormones are basic of their nature. One is peptides. Which are which are derived from proteins. The hormones which are derived from proteins are called as peptides. Example, insulin. And this is the water soluble. The hormones are derived from the proteins. Those are called peptides. Peptide hormones, and example is insulin, and these are water soluble. And the second one is amines. These are from amino acids. Amino acids are the one more kind of another kind of proteins, that is. Okay, amino acids. So, example is adrenaline, and this is also water soluble. And the third type of hormones are steroids, and these are derived from cholesterol. These are derived from cholesterol, or we can say lipids. Example, testosterone in the males, and progesterone in females. These are fat soluble. These are the three types of hormones based on the origin from the particular type of nutrients. Proteins, amino acids and cholesterol. Peptides from proteins, derived from the proteins, example insulin. And amines derived from the amino acids, that is adrenaline. These two are water soluble. And steroids derived from the cholesterol, and these are testosterone in the males, progesterone in the females. These are fat soluble. These are the three types of hormones we can find in the body. All the hormones are chemical messengers, and these will chemically coordinating all the body functions, and they are making our body completely doing well, coordinating all the internal organs activities, including that is including that voluntary activities or involuntary activities. Whatever the activities are, those are all coordinated by these hormones. Especially these hormones play an important role in the growth of the organism, physical growth as well as the mental and chemical growth. These hormones majorly impact on the growth of the organisms, whether it is a physical growth or mental growth or chemical growth. Compulsory, that is the influence of these hormones. Okay, and there are so many endocrine glands are presented there, but in our lesson, in the 10th syllabus, we are going to learn about a few of the endocrine glands. So let me write that. Pituitary gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, gonads. These are the 5 endocrine glands we are going to discuss in the 10th syllabus. Okay, in the 10th syllabus we are going to discuss these 5 endocrine glands. Okay, thank you. About these 5 endocrine glands, one by one, very detailedly we will discuss in the next video. Okay, wait for until the next video. We will discuss about these all the 5 endocrine glands, their secretions, how they are influenced, what type of damage will be there. Those all will be discussed in the next video. One important point I forgot to tell you, that the characteristics of the hormones, the major one, very important one, the over secretion of the hormone or the deficiency of the hormone. Over secretion, hyper secretion of the hormone. Hyper secretion. What the meaning of this hyper secretion? Hyper secretion means usually the hormones are secreted by the glands in a required quantity. How much is needed, only that much will be secreted. I told you, very small quantity. But because of some reasons, sometimes the hormones are secreted by the endocrine glands in more than the required quantity. That is called hypersecretion. And sometimes they may be secreted in a less than the required quantity. This is called deficiency or hyposecretion. Both the conditions are very dangerous and influencing on the human activities. Hypersecretion and hyposecretion. This is the low quantity, this is the high quantity. Both are very much dangerous. That is also we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you very much.